Hey, welcome in. I'm Al Korelin up in Vancouver, British Columbia right now, chatting with the executives of some of our sponsor companies, also chatting with newsletters, so we're going to get some good videos here. I am talking right now not only with a sponsor, but with a really good friend and golfing buddy, Gary Cope. Gary is the president of a company called Orko Silver, headquartered down in Mexico. What's new and exciting with Orko, Gary?
Well, moving right along towards that nice date of a full delivered feasibility study on La Preciosa by Pan American Silver. We get regular updates from Pan American, and everything's on track for a November, December delivery of feasibility. Be a very big day for Orko.
Oh, it's going to be a huge day for Orko. Now, what do you think is going to happen as a result of that?
As a result, I think Pan American is going to want to talk to us about taking our 45% interest out.
Yeah.
They're going to want to push the mine forward as fast as possible. They're looking at a one-year build, and it will be their newest mine, obviously, and their third in Mexico.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, to give our viewers an idea of the magnitude of the size of your asset, for example, let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, we're looking at an operation that's going to be somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 tons a day, it looks like. At 4,000 tons a day, it will be Pan American's biggest mine.
It will be?
Yep.
Any idea what the costs are going to run out to be?
Best guess, yeah. Capital costs about 150 to 250 million, and cash costs somewhere between 5 and 5.5.
An ounce?
Yeah.
That's not bad. That really isn't bad given the fact that silver touched earlier today at 20 bucks. 5.5 isn't bad. Give our viewers, if you would, an idea of the evolution of Orko from the time you started to where it is today.
Well, we acquired the property in 2003, September of 2003. It was a property that was in a company called Lewisman, whom many of your viewers will know at the time was the third largest mining company in Mexico. Lewisman was then bought by Wheaton River. Wheaton River was then bought by Goldcorp. And we did a joint venture with them to acquire the property. We started exploration, seriously drilling exploration in 2005. And we drilled it right through until we did the deal with Pan American in 2009.
And Pan American obviously was interested in this particular asset, not only because of the proximity to their other properties, but because of the size.
Yeah, we had built it up to 100, the latest 43-101 was 150 million ounces.
That's a lot of silver.
That's a lot of silver,
yeah.
And with room for expansion for a lot more, we thought. And yeah, it's in an ideal location, right off the freeway. All the infrastructure was there. It was an ideal acquisition. And Pan American being a primary silver company, this was a primary silver deposit. It's 95% silver, 5% gold. Virtually no base metals.
It's interesting. You talk about Pan American. I've known Ross for probably almost as long as I've been in this business, and he's a pretty sharp cookie. I don't think he would have jumped into something like that if he didn't see some real potential.
No, that's true. I think everybody knew the potential. It was our last 43-101 that really got everybody's attention, and when we put that out, and then the property visits started happening, we had Hecla, we had Pan American, we had Kinross, we had a number of others that all showed up at the same time. And give Pan American credit, they jumped first.
Got to ask you a question. We have a lot of our clients have properties in Mexico. Most of our clients, interestingly enough, are somewhat reluctant to talk about what's going on down there, but I know that it's on everybody's mind as investors. I personally am very, very comfortable. I've been to Mexico a number of times. My wife and I are invested in various companies in Mexico. I'm really comfortable down there, but as a mining executive who's been there a lot, is there any reason not to be comfortable?
Overall, I would say no. There's no reason not to be comfortable. I think we're all aware of what's going on in Mexico, with the government declaring war on the cartel.
Sure, and good for them.
Yeah, and it's caused, a war is a war, but the war is between the government, the police, the army, and the people involved in the drug trade. It hasn't affected, with a couple of very, very minor circumstances, hasn't affected the miners. Now, having said that, are we taking more precaution? Yes. We don't drive at night on some back roads. We will
If
go
I
in
could just
pairs.
interrupt you for a second, I wouldn't drive at night in the south side of Chicago, the west end or the east end of LA, or in Harlem.
Well, and neither would I.
Right.
I mean, I'm petrified even thinking of making the wrong turn and going into those places.
Sure.
But Mexico's not like that. I mean, we operate out of Durango, and I'll walk around Durango at any time. I mean, you know, Ben and I walk around town all the time, and it's safe as can be. You're more in danger walking around the east end of Vancouver than you are in Durango. I mean, is there a war going on? Yes, there is. But has it affected the mining companies? Virtually without question, no.
My humble opinion is I don't think it will. What are your final thoughts on that?
I don't think it will either, because I don't think Mexico can allow that stage of violence or to expand to the tourism trade or to the mining trade or the oil trade or whatever. Mexico needs industry going, and Mexico needs its business people to feel safe. And other than that, I can say I certainly wouldn't worry about investing in another mine. In fact, I just picked up another property in Mexico that we're going to start drilling in the next month. And that thought never even entered my mind to not do it because of what's going on in Mexico. No.
Well, here's an interesting comment coming from Big Al, and the comment is, we being my wife and I, are invested in a half a dozen companies whose primary assets are in Mexico. Are we selling our stock? Not a chance. Gary, thank you so much.
Thanks, Al.